coach or service provider, or just have your own online business in any capacity, you probably know what it feels like to feel personally victimized by the blinking cursor on a blank Google or Word doc. You also probably know the frustration when you plan to use maybe 15, 20 minutes of your day to write a caption or an email, and then you look at the clock a few hours later and you've wasted half of your day. That's how my client Brittany felt. The overthinking, the second guessing, and the overall lack of clarity and direction in her messaging was taking her time and her energy away from the things she wanted to be doing. And that's why Brittany recently signed up for a brand messaging makeover, where I create her brand messaging strategy and all the magic inside a brand messaging Bible for her. Hi, I'm Mackenzie Fleming. I am a copywriter for coaches and online service providers, also coach for those who want to learn how to master their own messaging. And today is super fun because we're hanging out with Brittany to talk about exactly how she shifted from spending all of her time writing content and copy that doesn't hit with her audience and also just doesn't feel good to her, all the way to cutting her writing time while seeing real results and feeling so good about it. Our girl is now speaking on stages, so let's dive in and hear what she has to say. For anybody who's unfamiliar with you and your brand, I would love if you could just quickly introduce yourself.
Yes, of course. I am an influencer and business coach for creators and creative entrepreneurs online. And I have digital courses, and my signature program is Brand Deal Boss. And it's a 3-month-long group program.
Before signing on for a brand messaging makeover, or your brand messaging Bible, however you want to call it, what was it that you were like struggling with in your business that led you to that?
When it comes to copywriting and copywriting conversions, I don't feel confident in it whatsoever. And I know that I over deliver and I get people results, but communicating that on a sales page and in emails and just in my general copy, I'm like, she doesn't sound good. That's where I think that a big part of it's the confidence in my messaging and making sure that it comes across clear, concise, and that people are excited to invest and they are confident in investing in me.
So you're that bitch, I know you're that bitch, but how do you convey that with your words type of thing?
Exactly.
So what do you feel like that was costing you in your business, that lack of confidence or just not being able to really articulate kind of the value?
I think the two main things are my time and money. It was really hard for me to complete things, really feel excited to put them out as well. I think there's a big part when you're selling and you're showing up online, you want to feel excited to show up and feel confident in showing up. And a big part of that's messaging. I guess I also get stuck in a comparison trap of just seeing other people's messaging, and I'm just wow, that looks so good and it is so clear, and I would be so excited to purchase that, but for mine, how do I convey that same message? So I felt very frustrating and just this constant struggle and this internal battle with myself.
So what did you initially try to do to fix and resolve that situation with your messaging and just get better at it as a whole?
I have definitely invested in courses with templates that were sometimes confusing or you'd have to really listen to the entire course and then hopefully you know how to plug and play what they were talking about. So there's a lot of time involved with that process too. And I invested in somebody that didn't have a lot of conversion copywriting expertise as well. Trying to make that work was a lot of you put words on a page, but it's not really conveying the same thing that I want it to. So especially the templates and the courses, it just kept me in the same cycle of putting something together, but not feeling excited or confident to put it out.
There's such a difference understanding your brand messaging and the foundation that your brand is built on and how to articulate and convey that. Because if you think about it, and I always tell people this, I'm templates are not going to do shit if you don't know what to plug into them, because everyone markets, and I even market. Yeah, plug and play templates. But what do I plug in?
What am I putting in it?
Yeah, exactly.
That was a missing piece. I was oh, if I have this plug and play template, and then it's but you actually need the right words to put in that template. So.
Right. And then once you have them, it's easy and it's effective, but there's that whole process and portion of your business before you have that ready, where templates are just going to fall flat. So I know we initially met through a mastermind where I was doing guest copy coaching and reviewing your and helping you with any of your messaging and that kind of stuff. But what was it about me that you felt like, okay, this person is the right person to invest with? Not only that, but like the brand messaging Bible is the thing that you actually need.
I remember like in the first copywriting session, like light bulbs and like fireworks went off. The little tweaks that you made within like the sales pages or emails, or there's a few different things that we did. Like you tweaked my launch copy and I was able to charge more and I had stronger conversions. I had stronger open rates and all of that just on like you doing minor tweaks throughout those emails. There was one session where you were just showing us like what would be helpful for us to create, and from like one of your other clients, and all of us, I think there's 3 of us in the call, we all signed up for the brand messaging Bible that day. We were all like, this is it. This is what we need. I think from the launch that you helped me with, I think it was like 10,000 more than a previous launch that I did, just with like little tweaks that you helped me make. And that was like without my brand messaging Bible. And now like with it, like we would be able to make those tweaks even faster, put out more launches, like the list goes on.
Brand messaging is what fuels your copywriting. Copywriting is the strategy behind your words and like how you implement it. But there's a whole other piece of it where that brand messaging comes in. And but it's something that more people, I think, need to wake up to, that we have a whole piece of your brand that needs to be figured out before copy is going to do anything.
Well, it makes so much sense because you're able, like we were talking about with the templates, like once you have the foundation of like your brand messaging Bible, you can apply it to a sales page, you can apply it to your website, you can apply it to your about me. Like it's that foundational piece.
Is there anything, I know we talked about how you saw another coach's brand messaging Bible I had created and you were like, was there anything that made you hesitant or like a little wary about actually committing to having that done?
I had tried a lot of things. I had invested in a lot of things. I've wasted a lot of time, and understanding, like we had just talked about, of the like reason why it's so necessary and helpful in terms of like being able to apply to anything, being able to just give it to a copywriter and they are able to like run with the brand messaging. You're able to train your team members. Like that kind of just like sold me in and of itself.
I feel like you're at a place in your business where you're tired of doing everything yourself, like every caption, every landing page, and whether that's the copy behind it or the design. I know personally, when I work with designers, even if they're not even touching any of the copy or any text whatsoever, I give everybody that my brand works with my brand messaging Bible, because it lets them know who the we are, how the we are, who we're trying to connect with, and how to do it. So it makes onboarding so much simpler.
Yeah, I think you obviously need to like be a little bit experienced in your business to like invest in this and like know where to take it. But I think some level of this is really necessary, probably sooner than most people think. But I think if people did this a little bit sooner, if I did this a little bit sooner, I think I would have been able to make more money and hire more of a team faster and like just feel more connected to my own brand. If I'm coaching other people like in their businesses, this is something that like once they kind of have an idea of like some of their offers and they've like, you know, created some posts and kind of figured out a little bit about their business, this is something I would say jump into, so that you now have like a foundational thing to jump off of and you can do like whatever you want. You can create offers off the cuff, you can do landing pages, you can write emails better, like all of the different things that are in your business. And if they're not willing to like do all those things, then they can hire someone to do all those things and they're easier for that person and they're not having to do a ton of rewrites, because having to read this stuff after is really painful too.
I mean, I remember you even just telling me, like we were chatting and you're like, I just don't even want to open the drafts. I don't want to open the caption drafts, the Google Doc that the emails are in, because then I have to look at them and then I have to feel like, well, this was just like a waste of effort and time and money.
Yeah. And it's not like, it's not really like that person's fault either, because like they didn't have like a brand messaging Bible to go off of. They didn't know what like the direction that I was going for. So I think that's like a big part of it too, is like, you can't really expect results if they don't really have the tools.
That is so true.
A perfect tool.
There's sometimes you need a team, and knowing that you can feel confident that the person you're hiring is going to know what to do with your brand and your audience and your words. And I know as business owners, we have all these things we want to outsource and things we want to invest in. What was so immediate in your mind that you're like, brand messaging needs to be done now?
I think all of the roadblocks and like me being so much of a bottleneck, I wanted more of a streamlined process and a way to communicate to everybody like that I hire, and to finally be able to like kind of make those little tweaks to my website. Every time I like went to write copy for a new product or a caption or whatever it was, like I was almost reinventing the wheel. And I was like, I need to stop reinventing the wheel and like just have this thing to go to, and then be able to kind of like run with it.
Now that you've invested in your brand messaging makeover, where I create your brand messaging Bible, brand messaging strategy that fuels all of that, what are you expecting as far as results go? Like, what are you thinking this is going to be able to help you achieve?
I think a lot of different things. It's going to save me a lot of time. I'm an entrepreneur, like I get to set my own schedule and everything. So like I do have the power to control how much time I'm spending on different things. And like this is one of those things that I'm like, this is saving me time and allowing me time to stop working earlier, time to like spend with my family, time to spend with my dog, like doing other things. I think also being able to put out more offers that my audience needs in a timely manner. I really like, I get these ideas and I'm really excited to go and like put them out, and being able to just refer back to the Bible and then just go with it, I think will make a big difference. So obviously increasing my revenue. The biggest thing is just like the sense of relief, being able to dive into the things that I actually want to do instead of putting them off. I think the confidence is another massive thing, being able to just like be so excited to put out my messaging. And like when I think about how I want to show up on LinkedIn, or if I want to speak at an event, or if I want to be on a panel for something, that confidence is so much more important. So like thinking about the long term and how that's going to impact me like long term, and the opportunities I'm going to be able to get because I am just like showing up more myself. What we've done so far together, it's helped me become so much more confident. Like I now am speaking, like I think this is my like third or fourth panel, but I'm like speaking on a panel, I think it's next week. Yeah, next week, next Thursday.
Right. So, last question, why would you recommend somebody invest in their brand messaging as a whole?
I think to just have a really clear understanding of their positioning in like their market, what value they bring to the table, and just being able to build their confidence for how they show up. This is a huge thing that like I have now learned, like top reason to invest in brand messaging Bible is get your dream clients in the door, because it is magical. And I'm weeding out those people that I don't want to invest, and the people that I do want really feel attracted to the words and the language that I'm using in my copy.
Okay, okay. If at this point you're like, I hear you saying, and everybody else saying you need to work on your messaging, but what the does that mean? And where the actual do I start? If you want to trade in the frustration in your content and copywriting processes for wholehearted confidence with your own custom brand messaging Bible, reach out to me via Instagram or email. More deets in the description. Love you, mean it. Okay, thanks. Bye.